All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And look, sweatshirt, because it's cold. Freezing cold here in this little box of a room. And today we're going to go into a question. Well, not really a question. It's more of a comment on a little trick that I talked about in one of the breakdown videos. And this little trick is, it has been good for me. It will probably be good for you if you live in a country where they have cricket balls. Let's go to the comment. This is from Srinathram Malingam. This is the cricket ball stabilization is pretty cool. Okay, we're like, well, there's not a whole lot of context to that comment. Patrick, what are you talking about? I'm talking about putting a cricket ball. You screw a hole in a cricket ball. You put a little 1/4 inch screw in there, a little receiver. That way you can plug it on bottom of the camera. That way you can have the camera on the ground on the cricket ball, and you can roll it and give it that sort of handheldy vibe right on the ground. Super fast, super easy. Cricket ball's good because it's hard. You're going to think, I don't know, if you have a cricket ball and you go out and you try this and you're like, geez, that's genius. Like, Patrick, what a great job you did to come up with that. Of course, I didn't come up with it. This is the whole point why I'm doing this comment. Just so that you know in the future, anytime that I suggest any technical workflow optimizer, like this I would consider an optimization. We have a problem. What's the problem? Mostly on handheld commercials, which I would consider, you're wearing like an easy rig. You're not doing like, Channel 9 handheld or some action movie handheld when you're shooting commercials. At least I don't, right? Especially because I'm taller. If I'm tall and I'm doing handheld on someone that is normal height, it'd be like I'm looking straight down at them. The angle's going to be horrendous. Plus, you're going to spend, 12 hours of the day doing like run and gun guerrilla style handheld. It's not going to happen, right? It's not a war zone. It's a film set. I'm trying to be as comfortable as possible at all times. So anytime there's any technical solution that I talk about in the breakdowns, know that I didn't come up with a single one. Maybe like an informational efficiency boost. Yes, that's probably me, right? Because that's what I sit around thinking about all the time. All of the technical stuff, all of the workflow stuff, that comes from the people on set. All of the technicians that are on set, guess what they are? They're much better at their jobs than you are at their jobs. And they are much better. Why? Because they have much more exposure. So they get many more iterations. They have seen, why did the first AC that showed me the cricket ball trick, why did he come up with the trick? Okay, you have to imagine his workflow and his life scenario. He stands around on set all day waiting for the DP to say, okay, yes, we're ready to shoot. And then he sees them in this handheld configuration. He sees them go like, oh, I'd like to get lower to the ground. And then they fumble around with it. And eventually you just see the first AC is just like, oh my God, like we're spending, even though it doesn't matter to them in the long run, right? It doesn't matter if, you're 15 minutes behind on a setup because the DP doesn't know what they're doing. It's more like a courtesy thing. It's like, I see you struggling with this. It's like a young infant or a child. When you see them struggling with something, you just don't go like, fold your hands and go like, well, you're going to have to figure it out, deal with it. No, you're like, okay, hold on. I think we can come up with a solution. You offer up a solution and you say, hey, this might help you. Okay. This is what these technicians are doing on set all day long. The idea is you want to get people that are better than you, not just in, yes, all of the technical aspects, but better than you as people as well, willing to help you if they see you like a young deer, like a little, what do they call a baby deer, like a fawn or something, just trying to stand up and you're fucking it up and you're walking all over the place. You want somebody to go, hey, put your legs like this and then you can walk. Same thing with the cricket ball. It's like the first AC sat around long enough going like, oh my God, this is a problem. Why is it a problem? Because you get down there and if you're floating on the easy rig and you're doing handheld and everything's looking beautiful, and then you cut to a shot that you're like trying to hold, and I'm imagining like a fully kitted out Alexa or a Venice or something like that. It's a fairly hefty camera. And you're trying to add a little bit of handheld float when you're on the ground. And if you're watching this and you're not familiar with workflows on set or shooting commercials or shooting high volume stuff with big crews, if you think, well, how many times are you going to actually try and get on the ground with a camera? It's like, it doesn't seem that common. What? Anything that is difficult to do, you will be in that position more than the easy positions, for sure. The directors will always want to see, can we get a little further back? Can we go a little wider? Can we go a little lower? Can we go a little higher? I want to see little incremental adjustments. And the more that we can make those difficult positions to be in, the higher the likelihood that you will be asked to put yourself in that position. So this happens all of the time. So you're doing a little easy rig, handheld, floaty job. Ta-da, they say, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we were lower? And you go a little bit lower, like you go all the way down to the end of the easy rig cord while you're like crouching down. And you're like, ooh, it'd be better if we were lower. And you're like, okay, give me a box. Like I can sit on a box and hold the easy rig. And they're like, ooh, can you go lower? And then you shout out, because the director's, in another room, you shout out like, oh, this is sort of max low here. And then the director like peeks their head around the corner or into the door frame, and they see you sitting on a box and, you're this high off of the ground. And they're like, what if you come off of the box? And you're like, oh, okay, I'll come off of the box. And then you go on your knees and you're like, ooh, this is not bad. I could sit here for a few seconds. And then you realize after a single job, you said, wait a second, I'm not going to be sitting here for a second. I'm going to be sitting here for 25 minutes while the director feeds in notes and we do costume changes and wardrobe stuff and makeup and all that kind of stuff. You're going to be sitting there on your knees. You go, wouldn't it be better? Well, I can't do that. I'm not going to sit on my knees. So maybe I'll just sit on a box and I'll hold the thing. And then you hold the thing with your arm and you're like, oh my God, this thing weighs like, 20 pounds. Can't hold it that long, right? You're like, okay, I'll put it down. And then as soon as you put it down to rest, you'll hear from the other room, oh, can we see the frame up, please? And you're like, okay, frame up. The first AC has sat around long enough to go, what would be a good idea? Let's just put the cricket ball underneath. Then you have the ability to rock back and forth, okay? It saves them, the first AC, a tremendous amount of pain watching you stumble through trying to hold this thing up. So when they offer it up, you say, that's a great idea. I will take that. Then what do you do as a cinematographer, especially if you are on YouTube or if you have a podcast? I spout this stuff like I came up with it. Just know that I didn't come up with any of these solutions. Any lighting solution, any moving the camera solution, any stabilization stuff, any focus stuff, anything on set. Know that I didn't come up with any of it. It's just that those people are too busy to come on here and tell you this is how you should be doing things, because those people have real jobs. They have to produce this stuff all of the time. They have to be on set doing this stuff all of the time. I am in the fortunate position where I don't work that much. So I can take the time out to share it with you. Cricket ball is an amazing trick. You think, oh, I'm not going to use it that much. Yes, you will. You will use it quite a bit. Drill a hole in the cricket ball, put the little screw thing in there, the receiver, and you got yourself a nice tidy little, you don't put the receiver in, right? No, you put the actual screw in. You put the screw in the cricket ball, then the cricket ball screws into the bottom of the base plate, and then you can roam it around. You have yourself a little handheld vibe. And you should be doing that figure eight, right? That's what the people won't tell you. People won't tell you what you should be doing with the easy rig, but you and I know. Figure eight, right? Make a figure eight. But do you make a perfect figure eight when you're doing handheld? No, right? You come down, give it a little bump, and then go up, and give it a little bump, and then go down. But don't make the bumps at the same place in the figure eight every time, right? Because then it's not going to cut together. It's going to look weird. You got to open the shot and close the shot. Open the shot and close the shot, right? You know what you're doing. I don't. Okay, that's going to do it for this one. Many thanks. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.